Hey folks, welcome back for our next edition of the Dawnguard Questlines, Team Dawnguard. And just as a friendly reminder, please take a moment to mash that like button. Alright, so we got through the Soul Karen, we completed Beyond Death, fun. And it didn't really kick off an automatic next quest like they normally do, so what we're going to have to do is highlight scroll scouting. That's a mouthful. And once you do that, you'll notice the quest marker takes you into the college here. Alright folks, make your way to the Arcanium. Go ahead and get through the dialogue options, and the one you're looking for, I'm looking for an Elder Scroll.
And what do you plan to...
Ask him if he has one you can use.
You think they're in conjecture?
And you'll have to be patient with the game here. He's got to run off and get them, and he'll slap some books down on the table here for us. And once he does, go ahead and read them both. One of them will go ahead and initiate that quest for us. The other one is really just there for storyline, I think. But either way, go ahead and talk to him one more time and ask him about this whole...
That's the work of
I don't know how to pronounce that, so I'm not going to try. And that'll complete scroll scouting, and then that'll kind of kick us off to our next portion of this quest line. And quite a quest line it will be. Now folks, seeking disclosure, that's not really one that you can track. It's just more or less confirming, yes, we've already gotten the Blood Elder Scroll, and now we're working on the Dragon Elder Scroll. So with that, we can simply follow our quest marker. And he is just north of the college here. To get there, I just like to go underneath the bridge here. And there's somewhat of a walking trail. Don't forget your ore node. Off to the left. And another ore node. Now I have actually successfully jumped off that bridge and landed just right in the water here and lived. But I've also jumped off that bridge and didn't land just right in the water and didn't live. If you want to try your luck with that, I would jump off to the right, and you've got to land right here where it's deep and your feet aren't going to hit solid ground underwater. So guys, if you want to try the jumping off the bridge thing, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that. You've got to be lined up pretty good already. That's how to do. Don't forget to drop that save. You're aiming for that deep spot I showed you. Okay, I hit it. But you see, it's not very much. You've got a real small window in here to get that right. And I'm not going to lie, I had that funny feeling in my stomach the whole way down. Oh, and it looks like my follower got lost when I jumped off the bridge. Usually just waiting an hour will fix that. Case in point. And guys, once you get to this point, it's kind of like playing leapfrog with the rocks here. And if you get yourself underwater, it can be kind of difficult to get back up. I'll demonstrate that here just in case, you get stuck. But sometimes you can just kind of spam jump and get on top of one of these things again and just, jump your way back across. Your quest marker should take you right down to him. Ask him if he's heard about the Elder Scrolls. Where is the scroll? Can you help me get the scroll or not? And that Blackreach he was talking about, that is a lot of fun. That's quite a dungeon. Okay, and anytime I'm talking to a critical NPC, I always take the time to clear all the dialogue options. And guys, there's really no quick way over here, so we're going to have to hotfoot it to work to Winterhold and kind of make your way through, the rigorous terrain here to get over there. Alright guys, once you get here, you're going to find a bunch of ruins. And check all these little buildings, not all of them, but one or two of them have some loot inside. Case in point, loot chest. There's a manifest there for some more storyline. Okay, so you'll notice the quest marker is like underground. So to get there, you'll have to kind of take this walking path, and it'll take you right down to it. Careful not to fall off, that's an instant death. Ask me how I know. Alright folks, it's a pretty linear dungeon, but you know, I'll walk you through it. There are a couple exceptions to that rule. There's a couple of loot chests right here in the beginning, and honestly I don't want to use candlelight in here because it tends to glare off the walls real bad, and I'm afraid that'll distort the video here. So hopefully Serana will keep that torch out, and you know, you'll somewhat be able to see what's going on here. So after you hit those loot chests, you'll see like a crime scene. Go ahead and follow this around to the right, and then down to the left. And you'll notice something on the other side of this wall over here. Make mental note of that. Okay, they're not popping out just yet, but give it a second. Alright, make extra special mental note of the stupid gate. I'm going to call this the stupid gate that pisses people off. So basically you can't get through there from here. We have to go, like, continue through the dungeon, and we're going to hop down at a certain point, and then we won't be able to get back up to this stage. So really all this is there's a lift on the other side of these bars that gets us back up to this stage. There's literally nothing else back there, and honestly it would have been really kind of them to have put a sign here to that effect, because I spent hours trying to figure this out. There they are. Okay, continue to wrap around the hallway here. Alright, once you kill your spider, this should curve around to the left over here. And before we go down to the right, go ahead and proceed straight on through. And that's that little loot spot I said make a mental note of on the other side of that wall. Got a chest, some coins. Alright, so go ahead and head on down your corridor. And some more fun stuff. You're gonna come upon like another crime scene looking area. I'm pretty sure he's hostile. Yes, he is. Alright, once you've gotten your looting done... Oh, look at that, knapsack. Looks like he's got a journal there as well. Alright, now... Okay, should be safe to start lighting things up for you again. We should be in the ruin part of this dungeon. Here we go. It's a party. Now you can't soul trap these things, so you know there's no point in using the soul's bow. You might as well use your better bow. Alright folks, moving right along. Got some more loose lootables out here, and there's actually a secret... Oh, grab those dimmer cogs when you see them. You're going to need 10 of those for a side quest later on with a mage. And they're heavy. It's going to be 100 pounds worth of crap. But like I said, you're going to need them. Okay, so go ahead and catch an elevator right up if you can. These steam things, these pistons, you gotta time it right. And it's easy, you know, to over jump. So this is where a third person is probably helpful. But you got some nice lootables up here. And some loose stuff, not to mention gemstones, potions, etc. Not bad. Alright, let's get on out of here. Off to the left we go. Now guys, anytime you see it looking like there's heat waves in the atmosphere, that means there's some kind of a gas in the air and it's explodable. So if you cast any kind of a flame attack or anything lights on fire, you will take some extra damage because of that explosion. And as you can see, that continues on here pretty far.
You knew I heard something.
Candlelight should be safe, but same kind of thing, guys. That oily stuff on the ground, that's also flammable, and you'll take some extra fire damage there. Alright, so we've got a gate, and then we've got a door. We're going to take the door. I've played this game a few times, and I'm not sure I've ever noticed there was actually a forge in here. And before we actually get out of here, there's a loot spot to the right. Go ahead and feel free to lockpick that gate. There's a couple chests inside. Before we go that way... Okay, so I'm gonna go right first. Oh yeah, he's here. But what I really came down here was that loot chest. Amulet of Mara, booyah. Okay, there should be a couple more baddies coming up. Just the one, I guess? Alright guys, this will get real confusing and get you turned around real quick. So you've got these little appendages left and right, and you've got a couple sets of them too. And my Dramia's aggroing on something. I think it's whatever's behind door number 4 over here. It's going to be a baddie. Now this is that door trick I told you guys about in the last video. You can get right up to a door and cast. And whatever you cast will be on the inside of the door, and it'll go in there and start wailing on whatever, you know, is in there. Yeah, looks like you got him. Okay, you got your loot chest. In case you're wondering about all these other Dwemer parts, honestly, you don't really need to worry about carrying all this stuff out of here. With the exception of those cogs for that quest. But all this other stuff, yeah, you can smelt it all down, but I don't know. You know, it's a lot of weight, and I just never bother with it. Not only that, you can always come back in here at a later time if you really find out you need the metal, and you can, you know, come in here with really empty pockets and scoop up a whole bunch of it at that time. Alright guys, so after door number 4 has been looted, go ahead and turn right. Alright, going on down the pathway here, we're going to come to a steam room. Now we're going to be up above a place that we've already ran through. So yeah, moral of the story, just don't get knocked off the roof up here. If you do, you're going to have to backtrack and kind of make your way back up here. So what I like to do is wait until the piston actually shoots, and then I like to jump over it. This way I'm not getting caught off guard. And, you know, I just don't have to sweat getting knocked off the ledge up here. Alright, so assuming you made that okay, go ahead and proceed on through. That'll take you to the way out. Yeah, that'll bring you to another one of these rooms where you have appendages. And more goodies. Well, that's heavy, but it's valuable. Alright, so proceeding on through the door. Okay, I think there's more where he came from. But before we get into it, I want to go down... There's a little secret loot spot here. Real hard to see, you'd never even know it was here. And you got a guy here, of course, with his journal. Once you hit that, go ahead and go back out the way you came, and there should be a couple more of these robots coming out to say hi here in just a moment. Case in point.
Who's there?
Okay, for some reason my arrows are not hitting their targets. I don't know if that's my view. Or maybe when the target is up close and you're in third person, you have to aim high. That could be. I'm going to play with that a little bit as we proceed on here. People have a right to know. Alright guys, grab them eggs. Truce eggs make real good strong selling potions for invisibility. So all those Luna Mothwings we've been grabbing, that's going to be a great use for those. There's usually tons of them. Where there's usually one or two, you'll find a lot more. Okay, there's that secret loot spot, by the way. You can barely see out of the corner there. Alright, now watch out for these pressure pads, because when this thing activates, it hurts. Case in point, it just killed me. Yeah, so you definitely have to aim high. If the target is close, try to aim above its head, and you should hit your target that way if you're in third person. Took me a while to figure that out. Alright guys, so to get around these pressure plates, just go ahead and, you know, try to take one of the sides. And the follower usually trips them anyway, so it's better to get up here before they do. I can't believe she didn't trip it.
Who's there?
Go ahead and flip your switch. And now we're going to start encountering Falmer, I believe. And sometimes these things are real deceiving, especially if you're in first person. You might never see the ramp that goes down. So anytime you see these gold, I don't know, hinge looking things, that's usually a way that you can proceed and go downward. And this is that hop down I was mentioning before. This is why we need a lift to get us back up here, basically. Hence the reason for those bars earlier on in the beginning of the dungeon. Alright, that takes us to this door. When I said this was quite a dungeon, guys, it gets real confusing.
Who's there?
Okay, that's a bump book. Don't forget your chest. And don't forget your other chest. Master lock. Even with a higher lock picking skill, these things are a beast. Alright, and one more chest off to the right. Ebony bow, nice. Alright guys, so from here we've got to... Uh-oh, what's going on with Serana? You gotta simply hop down. You'll take a little fall damage here, so make sure you're not too low on health. Okay, your followers should follow you down. If they get hung up, you can just pass an hour and they should hop down with you. Alright, so first things first, go ahead and go up and to the left. And beware of this mechanism. There's another chest. Okay, when everything's out of the way, I'm actually gonna go. Alright, so this is where we hopped down at. Go ahead and go to the left, and then to the right. My arrow must be out of juice, because I did not just want to hit that Falmer. Falmer helmet. I need Charus Chitin too so I can upgrade those bad boys. I don't think there's any Charus in this dungeon though. It's been a while. I can't really remember. Guess we'll find out. That's my third cog. Alright, watch out for the flame. There's gonna be some baddies in here. Yeah, there's that curved arrow again at play. Alright, just a bunch of random stuff.com over there. But there are some noteworthy things on the shelving here. Actually, all of the shelving is worthwhile checking in these Dwemer dungeons. Anytime you see these gold shelves, just kind of give them a quick look over. You can find cooking ingredients, ore nodes, etc. Speaking of Lucidables, these things remind me of things that I've seen in Metroid Prime. I think the second one. Which reminds me, when is Nintendo going to get Metroid Prime 4 done? The release date was like 5 years ago. I'm not keeping track. But yeah, this December it'll be 5 years. But I'm not keeping track. Alright guys, more fun below. And I kind of forgot I was coming up on enemies. I was too busy thinking about Metroid Prime 4 that I'm not playing right now.
I knew I heard something.
Alright, so this is a maze of flames. So if you want to be Rambo and just, you know, rough it up, you can. Just go right through the fire. But there's ways around all the flames, so you don't have to do that. Case in point, here's one way through. But before this, you can get through this way too to go hit this little area. Alright, speaking of checking the shelving. More goodies. This teepee's got a chest in it. Alright guys, proceeding on through. We're getting there. I think I just shot right between his legs. Speaking of the lift that we needed to get back up topside, behind this gate is that lift I speak of. So, you know, you take that lift up and that'll bring you back behind those stupid bars in the very beginning of the dungeon, aka the stupid gate that pisses people off. Lots of stuff, just random stuff sitting here too. I'm just going to collect it all for the sake of time and then dump the garbage later. More loose stuff sitting out here as well. That human flesh, I think that's paralysis. So, you know, canis root, anything paralysis, you can use that human flesh for. Alright, so again, we're not taking that lift. We're going to go around this way. And down the walking path. not much for loot down here at all, so go ahead and proceed on through the hallway here. Okay, there's a trigger trap. Alright, go ahead and veer off to the right. Oh yeah. Me and my trigger traps. You'd be amazed how many times I push those trigger traps. And I know they're there! Alright guys, probably a good soft save opportunity. There's a truce. Excellent. Definitely need the chitin. Now follow this little, like, dirt path. There's lots of goodies back in here. Not only that, tons of these eggs. Might as well stock up while the getting is good. Flawless diamond, baby. Loving it. Alright guys, so the way out is the way up. I think we got another chest or something. Yep, chest. Speaking of chests, alright guys, go ahead and throw the switch. You'll notice that cage door or whatever comes down that gate. And this is where it can get real, folks. So again, with that save. Okay, now one, if not both of these things is gonna wake up. Okay, just one. And I didn't get the sneak strike in because it was right on top of me. Okay, go ahead and grab that key. Top of the stairs. Okay, before we exit, guys, go ahead and veer right. I think there's a lootable over here. And there is. Okay, now you're gonna witness something here. Go ahead and let it play out. Okay, and then at some point they'll turn hostile. It's not great. You might want to play with that a little bit. It's fun. I've gotten to a point where I just don't bother with it anymore. But this one's going to have this weariness sword, so, you know, feel free if you so desire. Okay, folks, so for now we're going to ignore this other lift. Just go ahead and follow our quest marker and activate this mechanism. Now this, this can make the follower hiccup. So once we get through the doors here, she should be with us. Alright guys, and welcome to Blackreach. This is a massive, massive dungeon area. It just goes on forever. So same kind of thing like before. You can't really see the map, just like with the Soul Cairn. So you have to hit that X button or Y for you Switch users. And it's not really a map. It's not super helpful until you really start kind of exploring and, you know, getting some parts lit up here as we go. But the good thing is a lot of the doors and stuff, they will be posted here on the map as you go. Okay, and we've got more Falmer. Oh, these are... yeah, okay. I know there's more Falmer in here. Oh, I didn't even see that dude. I was looking right at him that whole time. If it wasn't for that red dot, I never would have known. Yeah, so Blackreach is pretty cool. I really like blue. That's like my favorite color, so... first time I came down here, it was awesome! Alright guys, now again, this is a massive, massive dungeon. There's all sorts of little buildings and loot spots here. And honestly, this is like other video territory, especially when you start getting into the Crimson Nimroot. So I'm just going to kind of, you know, make a beeline right for our quest marker here. I'm just really going to focus and stay on track. But again, there's a lot to do down in here. So I don't know, maybe at some point, you know, down the road, I'll get a video made. Like a Blackreach video, and I'll do a better in-depth job of showing you what all is down here. Oh, these truce hunters? Really good. Loot those bad boys. It's a new cooking ingredient, the antenna. Not only that, they always have the chitin.
I'll be going now.
Yeah, there we go. Something else has my number. What is that? It's holding up my followers too. Okay. They'll catch up. Quest marker, no shiny rocks. Alright, go ahead and take this more direct route here. And again, guys, lots of shiny stuff here. Okay, you got a bump book sitting right out here in the open. Okay, now you don't want to jump down here, that's a nightmare. But what we actually need to do is get over that direction. So where that bump hook was, just go ahead, you know, spam jump until you get over this railing, or you can just, you know, go back up to the path. I don't know if they were broken, but I'll take it. Okay, now my follower is still stuck, so I'm going to try to pass an hour and see what happens. That usually fixes that. Alright, continuing on our pathway here. That's Central Tower, Central Mushroom. We're eventually going to get to a lift. Okay, so that's really the central spot. That's kind of like the heart of Blackreach or whatever this is called. But again, guys, shiny rocks, separate videos. For right now, it's the Dawnguard. Alright, so following our quest marker, go on in the doors here. Go ahead and take the lift. And there are some lootables in here that might be worth, you know, taking a moment for. And another one right down there. I almost missed it. Alright, once you got your looting done, go ahead and go through the door. And this is it, guys. This is what we came for. Now, I don't think there's any loot off to the right. It just kind of takes you around underneath that ramp that we have to get up onto. So we should have gone to the left. And once you're up top side, there's going to be a puzzle. So we have to get into this thing. And don't worry about that, that's the way out. So guys, this puzzle is right up top side here. Go ahead and activate that receptacle. And that's going to turn on this machine. I'm going to do this first person, so, you know, hopefully it's easier to see. And guys, you just have to keep pushing buttons. So I always start from right and work my way left. And you'll notice these buttons here are glowing and these are not. Okay, so that one did nothing. That one did something. Okay, I'm still pressing the same button right now. But notice that thing opened up and then closed. Okay, that doesn't do anything anymore. Check this one. Okay, now we got this one open again. Whoops. I should have gone right over to that other one, but I didn't catch myself in time, so I gotta go through that sequence again. Okay, and once that opens up, go ahead and press it. That ought to do it, folks. Okay, you can go ahead and activate that Lexicon again to get it back. And go ahead and claim your scroll, folks.
That's it. That's the last scroll.
Booyah, baby.
Come on.
Okay, so Serana doesn't really have anything to dialogue here. Feel free to go ahead and hit our lift. Alright, and to get out there should be a switch we can flip. Alright, and once you emerge, you're going to realize you are nowhere near where we actually came in at. That's how big Blackreach is. It's like half of the map. So folks, we got a quest marker here, which is a good thing. And just for frame of reference, that's where we went in at. Alright guys, so getting back to that Seeking Disclosure, you can go ahead and activate that now if you want. Now that we've got both Elder Scrolls as confirmed there by that quest, we'll be able to go talk to that Dixon again. But before we do that, we're actually going to go finish up this quest line that we're currently doing and go back to that Septimus guy. Okay, so go ahead and talk to him. Let him know you inscribed the Lexicon. And he's going to have a whole bunch more fun stuff for us to go do here. Okay, so running into that blob thing, it's right now. So now, you know, when we go get all this stuff harvested for old boy here, we'll be able to enter this thing and get, you know, whatever's in there. But for right now, we just kind of have to go back out the way we came. And guys, this really doesn't have anything to do with the Dawnguard specifically. And I thought I should just point that out here while we're on the subject. This is going to be for like a separate kind of deal, its own little prize. And there's a bump book that we're going to get, and it'll do like a whole bunch of bumps on different skills, like 5 or 10 or something. It's quite a lot. But, you know, again, that's not really Dawnguard related. It just happened to be a little bit of bleed over. It's kind of like an extra prize, so to speak, for doing the Dawnguard stuff. You'll be able to farm their blood, and it'll be automatic. It'll kind of prompt us to do that when we kill these things. And then we'll be able to come back and get that bump book. But for right now, just go ahead and talk to the Wretched Abyss. Honestly, I don't know if it even matters which one you pick. It seems to work out the same either way.
Indeed.
But I just always go that way to make sure I get the bump book.
I'm okay with the dark.
Alright guys, so for now, as the quest marker dictates, go ahead and go back to the Dawnguard. And once you do, your quest marker should take you right to the Moth Priest. Tell him you brought the Elder Scrolls. Alright folks, and once you get through that rather lengthy dialogue there, it'll get to this point. And you'll notice the Dawnguard has some new stuff. Crafting stuff is up and running. There's vendors here now. There's free loot stuff to take. There should be an alchemy table here coming real soon.
As you seek.
So folks, that concludes this video for the Dawnguard. And as always, until the next time, best of luck and happy hunting. Guys, to get there, I just kind of like to go down and around underneath the bridge here. There's a somewhat of a walking trail. Alright, so just following our pathway here.
I don't suppose you'll carry some of this for a while?
That was not my throw voice.